How long have you been working the poll today?
All day.
And
Since 6 o'clock this morning.
And what time are you finishing?
After 8 o'clock tonight.
So it's a full day.
Absolutely.
And what's been the experience so far?
It's excellent. The fact that you get to help people participate in the democratic process, to help them do their civic duty is a very fulfilling experience.
And have you seen a big turnout?
It's moderate. It's still early. We still have a few hours to go. So, I expect maybe more people to show up toward the end of the day. Once they get finished with their duties, they'll show up before the polls close.
And what's been the craziest hour so far?
A little bit before 1 o'clock, because it's 2 now, around 1, something that got really hectic.
And do you think that people have been aware of the issue so far? Or do you think...
yeah, I think so for the most part. I think the people that show up are passionate about what they want to do. I like it. It's an individual, effort when they get there. It's their heart, their soul they're putting on the paper, and that's what gets put in the box. I think it's a piece of them that gets put in the box.
What is your full name?
Carlos Wilson.
And how was your experience today voting?
It was pretty cut and paste process. I was in and out in less than 10 minutes because I knew who and what I was voting for.
Do you feel that the media covered all the propositions and candidates well enough?
I feel like it's not so much the media's responsibility. I feel it's more the individual's responsibility to figure out what is on the ballot and what we need to vote for. And for that reason, well, for my reasons, I don't really rely on the media too much. But I myself, actually, after seeing a couple of the names and stuff on there, wasn't quite too familiar with what was on there, which is kind of like a slap on my wrist. But the important ones I got covered.
And what were some of the issues you cared about today?
The major one that really prompted me to get out here to vote is Proposition 19, which is legalization of marijuana, not under federal law. But yeah, I cared about that. And the big oil, I think it was Prop 23. There are a couple others. I think a lot of it came from who people around me were voting for. So family members. I just got several people inputs.
And a lot of your friends and family came out today?
They not voting here, but they all came out and voted today.
All right. Any final thoughts?
After her the helper in there, she looked up my name. She crossed it out with the red line, and I noticed out of that whole page, I was the only one that had a line crossed out. So, message to voters: you're registered. You need to come out and vote.
My name is Stephen Michael Charles White.
And how was your experience today?
It was great, easy.
And did you feel prepared on the issues that were covered?
Yes, I researched all the issues with my parents, and we had our differences, but we had our familiarities, and I voted according to how I think the state should be.
How did you get your information?
I got my information through the city, the state.
Is it all easy to find?
Yep, everything is very accessible.
And what were some of the propositions you cared most about?
I'm heavily against marijuana. That's one of the things I voted no against. I tried to get in mostly business people. I voted more Republican, and I think we'll see a bit of a change.
And how do you think the turnout was today?
I think it was pretty good. There's over 5 million people who voted on Facebook, and it keeps increasing, so I'll keep my fingers crossed that more people vote, and the social networking has really helped to improve the voting experience.
And what are some of your predictions?
My predictions is that it's probably going to be about 75% Republican, maybe 25% Democrat. I'm hoping Meg Whitman can pull through, although I'm not in favor of her. I do think she'll do a better job with the Democrats. So.
Any final thoughts?
Not much. I just hope everybody can get out there and vote, and it's great to be here at USC with 87-degree weather.
What are you doing here today?
Holding signs, talking to people, trying to get them to vote for Barbara Boxer and Jerry Brown and Gavin Newsom, lots of the Democratic candidates. I'm here officially with Feminist Majority Foundation, I think, or Feminist Majority, I don't know which is which. One's a partisan wing, one's nonpartisan, so whatever is the partisan wing is what I'm here with.
And you said you've been here all day?
I've been here since 7.
Are you staying all night too?
I'm here till 8.
How's the turnout been so far?
It was pretty weak in the morning, kind of disappointing. It got better around noonish time. I think students just come out later. I'm used to I've never really been around polls around schools. I'm used to 7 to 8 usually packed with people because it's everyone going in before work, or at school no one comes in. We were getting one person maybe every 10 minutes until 9 or 10 in the morning. So it's been better, but I mean, there's big rushes and then down periods. For the last hour it's been kind of light. But I expect it'll be more later.
Do you think the voters have been prepared on the issues today?
I don't know. I'm sort of pessimistic by nature, so you sort of take whatever my answer is, and I don't know, it's more negative than it should be. People seem relatively, everyone knows what 19 is, and they'll go, yeah, but who knows who's going to actually come out and vote. So I don't know. On some issues, people seem informed, and others not so much.
What have been some of your big issues for today?
For me, it's not really one specific issue. It's more, I think if there was one thing I'd want to happen, if I could have any pick, it'd be Barbara Boxer back in the Senate, just because of the makeup of the Senate, and I want it to be not so heavily Republican, and I'm sort of afraid what happens if they take over. They've kind of held the whole thing hostage for the past 2 years with only 40 people, and I can only imagine what would happen if they had more, and I don't see the Democrats filibustering the way they did, so they might get their way a lot more than I'd like them to. So my big thing would be, if I could only have one thing for this election, it'd be probably re-elect Barbara Boxer for the Senate of California.
And what do you think the outcome of today will be?
I think Barbara Boxer is going to be reelected. I think Jerry Brown will probably win. Prop 19 probably going to fail, which I don't see why, but it probably will. I'm trying to think the other props. I don't really know. The other ones are kind of close. There's some. Yeah, I don't really know. It's hard to call the others. Although, if I had to guess, I'd say 19 goes down, Barbara Boxer is reelected, and Jerry Brown wins.
All right, what is your full name?
Brittany Heenan.
And what are you here talking about?
We are trying to get students out to vote in general, and then also to vote no on Prop 23 and 26.
And how has it been the response so far?
Really good. A lot of people have gotten out to vote, and we've done so much work on the grounds here at USC that we've actually got a lot of people on campus pledging to vote no on Prop 23. So it's just really great to see students getting engaged in voting.
And have you done this on any of the other campuses?
Yeah, we're actually on 40 different campuses across the state. We collected 160,000 pledges to vote no on Prop 23, which will be 1% of the vote ultimately. It's really great.
And did you vote today?
I did.
And can you tell us who you voted for and other propositions you're most concerned about?
I can't tell you who I voted for just because I work for a nonpartisan organization. However, Prop 23 and 26 need to fail for the future of California's clean energy law. It's just really important that we, stay environmental leaders in the country. So those are the biggest ones that definitely need to go down.
And you feel that the response has been positive so far?
Absolutely.
And what can we expect tonight?
It looks like, in the polls, which are kind of tricky, we were defeating the prop before today, but I guess we'll just have to see tonight. Those oil companies that have put the props on the ballot have spent a lot of money, but we've spent a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, so we're really just crossing our fingers at this point and trying to get people out to the polls.